So I'm going to look at an alternative way to make this basic design with the pump and a bottle and pipe. But the pipe I'm going to use this time is a piece of garden hose and the nozzle from a garden hose, and also a connector that allows us to connect the garden hose to a plastic bottle. Now you have to ensure that the bottle you use has a opening wide enough to take that into it, because one part of this assembly goes inside the bottle and gets connected. This gets screwed on tight, so we need to put a hole in this that inside part can come out through and allow this to tighten onto it, and that creates a tight seal. So in order to put a hole into this bottle, I'm going to use this spade bit. Successful by just doing that. Now I have my bottle with a hole in it, and I have the pipe connector, the hose connector that I want to put in. So this side will be popped in, and now I need to get it out that hole. So I have a stick here that I can push it in and hold. There we go. And this should screw on. And the more I tighten this, I can guarantee that that's an airtight seal now. So this should go on easy enough. And now, I'm thinking maybe that might be the shape of my gun. So now, that is the basic assembly. So now that we have our hole there, what we need is to get a valve inside. Now for this one, I prefer to use a valve that is threaded all the way down. You can have valves that have rubber all the way down. Now they can work, you can get that in there, and the rubber seals up if it's a tight enough fit. But sometimes it might leak a little bit, the hole might be a little bit rough or whatever. So sometimes it's good to have one of these that threads all the way, because normally they come with a little nut like this that you can screw on once it's through, okay, and tighten the seal. So I have a little trick here. I have a chopstick. I'm sure you could use any long thin instrument, and I'm just going to bind it loosely enough with a bit of rubber band so that I can go in there and just line it up with the hole like that, and of course I can pull it out and pull that through. I have these little washers that I picked up. I have a little collection of them, and this one should stretch over that nicely, and it'll just a little rubber washer, so it just means that when I tighten up my nut onto the valve, that again, it should waterproof and airtight the seal at the joint a little better. Thread this on. There you can see that the tighter I go with that, the tighter the seal is there. Now I can test that. Just get out my rubber band. So if I put my cap on and lock my hose shut, so no air can get out the hose. The only way in for air is through here. Flexi pipe valve. We'll see if I've eliminated air leakages, and by extension water leakages. But that's a nice pressurized container there. And now just see by letting off the gas. So that's a nice airtight container. Now all that's left for this device is to mount it I used a hole saw big enough to house that to cut out that hole, and a drill bit big enough for this to thread through it to cut that hole. Feed that through there and feed that through there, and now I can bring the two down nice and neatly. So I can use tape to tape that around if I wanted, or cable ties to cable tie those on or tape them on just to give it a test. Now, of course, the idea is not to waste water, so try to avoid filling from a tap or a garden hose. Instead, try to collect rainwater or use puddles. Or indeed, have your water fight at the beach or close to some other safe, sustainable and renewable water supply.